All right, so if you're a business owner and you're thinking about going to Shopify, GoDaddy, or any of these other third-party platforms, I want you to think again. And let me ask you a very simple question. When you started this business, did you intend on starting it with the intention of being average? And think about that for a minute. Did you start this with the intention of just being okay or just good enough or just being a failure? Because it's a fact that 50% of the businesses that are started in America go under within the first 5 years. That's the average. That's what average looks like. That's what it means to be average. And if the answer is no, why would you start by making a website that just looks average? Why would your first instinct be to go to a platform where you know the templates that you're going to get, you know the styling that you're going to get? Why would you do something that doesn't resonate with your customers, that doesn't resonate with your clients, with your vision of who you are and who you strive to be? And the real answer to this is that as business owners, we often strive for what's cheapest because that's what we can afford. But the reality is that your clients can tell that your website is cheap. They can tell that it's not good because you do the same thing. Think about it, reframe your mindset. When you visit a store, whether it's Amazon or some other platform, you can tell within the first 3 to 4 seconds whether or not that website is worth your time. You check out the layout, you check out the colors, the fonts, the themes. You do all of these things subconsciously within the first few seconds to see, is it even worth scrolling down anymore, or should I just exit the site and go do something else with my time? We don't even think about it, but that's how quickly we make decisions about whether or not we're going to pursue a platform or a website or work with a company. And so if you do that as a consumer, why would you assume that your clients wouldn't do the same thing? And oftentimes, this is where business owners mess up at when they first start. They go with the cheapest option, the option that's templated, the option that's easy to do, the option that's at least perceived easy to do. And they just go with that instead of actually putting in the work, time, and dedication to the website. And the reason this is so important is because you never get a second chance to make a first impression. So why would you risk the first time someone coming to your site? Why would you risk that interaction being one that's negative or being one that's again just average? If you don't know who I am, my name is Chris Parks. I'm the owner of CP Digital Studio. We make websites for businesses. Um, and the reason we can do things the way that we do them is because we have a very, very, very heavy focus on just being intentional with what we're doing. Yes, we code our websites by hand, which sets us apart from other platforms. We're not using WordPress or Wix or any other platform like that. I'm actually going through the process of actually coding the website by hand, which forces me to actually work with you and go line by line through the code to determine what it is that you do for your business. How do you make your money? How are you currently getting clients? What does your lead look like? Your targeting platform. What does it look like in terms of your funnel to get customers from the beginning stages of a lead all the way to conversion? These are questions that every web developer should be asking you. And if you've never been asked those questions, you've never had a real web developer who's focused and committed on making sure that your business is the priority and that your website reflects your mission, your values, your products, and your services, and making sure that your website actually works for you, not just remaining stagnant. Because if it remains stagnant, you're not growing and you're not improving. If any of this makes sense and you want to work with me, link is in the description. You can see the price for my services down there below. You can see we'll talk through the entire process of what it looks like to get started and how we can make your website look better. A couple of things I want to mention in terms of value. As I mentioned before, when you work with me, you're getting a custom coded site. Go to my website. Don't take my word for it. Go to my website. Look at all of the different websites that I've done for clients so far. You can see the different types of platforms, the different types of work, the different industries I've worked with, and you can judge for yourselves on whether or not this is going to be a good fit. And then from there, again, I code my websites by hand, and so we're allowed to do a lot more than what you would normally see with a regular website that's templated. We can make different customization forms. We can have different APIs connected to the site, adding in our own customization as far as checkout goes, easy to consume content, all of these things. Um, and so that's one benefit. The second benefit you're going to get, obviously, is working with me. I'm very big on being committed, being dedicated, and focused on what it is that we're building, as you can tell, because I care. I have a business. This is my livelihood. You're the reason why I do all of this work because I understand what it's like to start off and start out with your platform not being the way that you want it to be. And I don't want that for you. There are plenty of people out here that are saying that they can give you the moon, the sun, and the stars when it comes to your website. What I promise you is a few things. You're going to get a custom coded website, one that's hard coded, which allows for us to expand and do more than what you could do with a template. I promise you that you're going to get a person that actually knows what he's doing, that's going to be committed. You don't have to search me out and figure out where I am. I live in Virginia. You'll have my phone number. We'll be able to communicate and contact each other on a regular basis. And we'll communicate in the same way that I'm communicating with you right now. And the last thing I'll promise you is that the job is going to get done. The way that I structure my websites, you're not paying a monthly fee. You're not paying, I'm not asking for money up front because I believe in being judged off of my work. And as a result of that, I'm able to basically, I don't charge anything until the website is complete. And so your guarantee in all of this is that if we get to the end and you don't like it, you're paying absolutely nothing. So if all that makes sense and all that interests you, links in the description, get in contact with me, and let's get started on making your dreams a reality. Thank you.